This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Arn. And of course, we couldn't be here without the master of ceremonies, the Hall of Famer himself, Double A, the enforcer, the founder of the Four Horsemen. It's Arn Anderson. Arn, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Man, better than I deserve. Excited to be talking about Summerslam with you. We have had a lot of fun covering some of these old shows from back in the day. And very recently, we've been covering all things 2010. Well, here we are, SummerSlam 2010. It's going to be a big show, and there's lots to talk about, especially with everything that's happening with the Nexus and around all of that. Let's jump right into it. We should remind everybody this went down August 15th at the Staples Center in LA. It's got 17,463 fans there at the Staples Center. The paid amount Meltzer thinks is around 14,000. The gate's going to be roughly $875,000, about the same amount of folks that were there the prior year. This pay-per-view is going to get around 350,000 buys. The 09 version got around 369,000 buys. So 19,000 fewer pay-per-view buys, but back-to-back shows for SummerSlam at Staples Center. It really did become sort of the home of SummerSlam for several years. How was LA as a wrestling market back in the day and in the more modern era, do you think?
Well, if you think SummerSlam, you think beach, you think outdoors, you think nice weather, which I think just fit LA perfectly, and they would do some shoots from down at the beach and, some talent during the course of the week would go down there and roam around and go to Venice Beach and different places. And it just made for that beachy environment, which I think fit perfectly for SummerSlam.
It really does. I liked it when it was sort of an LA thing. And of course, more recently it's become a New York thing, but I think the plan was for that to be different. But of course, these days, as we know, everything is in Orlando. But it's going to get those shows, I guess, 09 until 14, and then it moves to Brooklyn and, sort of becomes a staple. And when I think of that, I think of sort of what you guys did with WCW, where Halloween Havoc was at MGM Grand over and over and over. And of course we saw the same thing with, Starrcade. We had several of those at DC. Do you like the idea of there being sort of a home arena for a branded show like that?
Well, when you have so many, and there was a lot of pay-per-views, during this era, the fact that you could brand one to a particular city, it became theirs. And it was like you started to recognize, okay, so-and-so pay-per-view is going to be in this town. You knew that people could plan their travel. If you put SummerSlam, which is during the summer, people are off, and you look at the makeup, the chemical makeup of those big shows like WrestleMania and SummerSlam, those crowds came from everywhere. They came from Japan, overseas, all the different continents were pretty much represented, and putting it in LA just made it closer for those people to travel to. And you had so many people from so many different countries on those big shows like Royal Rumble. I would say the big three: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam. And you don't put them in that order, obviously, but that's the three big shows. And a lot of people come from international audiences to come and see those shows. So I thought LA was perfect for SummerSlam. It just felt like SummerSlam.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.